Best.
See you a bit later.
Thanks, Matt. Time now 7:49. Many families are failing to take advantage of tax-free saving accounts for their children.
Yes, Ben's got more on this. What's the story for us, Ben, this morning?
Morning to both. Thanks very much. Yes, are you putting money away for your children or grandchildren? And if so, what is the best way to do it? Well, you may remember those child trust funds. They gave parents a little pot of cash for when their children grow up, but it only applied to children who were born from 2002. Now, in 2011, those were replaced by junior ISAs, the idea to encourage parents to save for their children without having to pay tax. Now, 6 million children are actually eligible for those accounts, but according to the Association of Chartered Accountants, many families are failing to take advantage of them. So, what are the rules? Well, grandparents or parents who are lucky enough to have some spare cash to save or invest can put up to £4,000 into a junior ISA every tax year. That money can't be touched until the child turns 18. That's when they can take control of that money. Now, a lot of children still have child trust funds, and if you do, you're not allowed to have a junior ISA as well. But in a change to the rules from next April, you can transfer that money from a child trust fund into an ISA. It all sounds very complicated, but Yvonne Goodwin is with me. She's an independent financial advisor to make some sense of it. Yvonne, good morning.
Morning.
Just explain to us why the take-up has been so low. I mean, it sounds quite complicated. Is that one of the reasons?
Probably, and also it's not really been publicised very much, and there aren't that many accounts available to people to do it. Some cases, parents don't necessarily want their children at 18 to get their hands on it. Some children at 18 are very good at handling money, others aren't.
Now, we mentioned in the introduction there those child trust funds, the fact that people might still have a bit of money locked in those and they don't really know what to do with it. But the rules suggest next year you can start transferring that money.
From April 2015 you can do that. And so it depends on the people providing the junior ISAs whether they will allow transfers in. Some will and some won't.
Now, we talked there about the alternatives, whether there are better ways of doing it. If you're lucky enough to have parents or grandparents who have this money lying around and they might want to invest for you, what else could you be doing with this money?
Yeah, well, for short-term money, there are other savings arrangements that you can put in. For example, people like the Halifax have got a 6% headline rate for a regular contribution fixed over a year. Longer term, you've got National Savings Children's Bonus Bonds that pay about 2.5% over 5 years. And then a lot of people don't think about the fact that you can actually contribute to a pension for your child.
A pension, even at such a young age?
You can. It works like this. You put £2,880 in. The government tops it up to £3,600. So that's over £700 worth of tax benefit that's going into your pension plan. And you might think, oh, well, my child's not actually going to get access to this till they're 57 or maybe even later by the time they get to that age. But if you think about it in the context that the eighth wonder of the world that is compound interest, by the time they're in the mid-30s, they may be running their own business. They might need some business premises. The pension fund can actually buy those business premises, and then the business pays rent to the individual's pension fund rather than paying it to a landlord or taking on a mortgage or whatever.
So it's all about making your money be a bit more creative in how it works for you and making the most of it. Where would you go for this sort of advice?
Try and make saving sexy again. Because
where would you get that advice?
Well, probably if the parents have got a financial advisor, it's best to talk to them about it to see how appropriate it is. OK, Yvonne, thanks so much. Good advice from you there. Yvonne Goodwin, independent financial advisor. We're going to have much more on the row over the privatisation of the Royal Mail in the next few minutes. I'll see you soon.
Making saving sexy. I didn't expect to hear that phrase this morning.
What more do you need?
But there you go. See what happens when I let someone else sit in my chair?
We're going to talk about